Hi guys, it's been a little bit since I have been doing some videos, so uh, just kind of keep you guys updated. I got some engines on order. I got a Reds, the new. It's a limited edition Super Volese or something. I don't know what it means, but I got one of those on order. Should be here in a couple weeks. I got 3 Argus engines on order. I'm going to be doing um, a pre-order on some Argus engines, and I wanted to get those in and do a review on them, and then I'm going to do some pre-orders. You guys can just order them. They'll need to be paid in advance. Probably just do this once this year. We'll see how it goes. I don't really want to stock a bunch of engines, so there's like an RTR 0.28 coming, and then 2 K3s. One's the Evo and the newest one, and one's kind of the couple-year-old one. The one that's a little bit older is quite a bit cheaper, so we'll see what the difference is those two, and see what the if which one's the best deal. So in the meantime, I have this Orion CRF 12. I've had it for a couple years. I don't even remember where I got it. I'll say that in the video. So it's one of the coolest engines I own. So I want to do a little review on this thing. It's a little throwback. So enjoy. So we're going to look at this Team Orion CRF 12. I think it was actually called a Wasp 12 at the time. I don't have the original box. These sold for like $500 or something. It was like a ridiculous amount, 500 or 600 even. They were crazy expensive when they came out. I remember seeing them in the magazines, and they showed the insides and everything, and I was just blown away because I had just gotten into nitro like a year or two before that, and engines were pretty plain, and this one had just a ton of revolutionary stuff, and I was just blown away. So I picked this one up on, I don't know, probably eBay. I don't know where I picked it up a couple years ago. I've never even seen one in person until I bought this one. It's not in awesome shape. It's been used. There's a little bit of wear in the crank pin and stuff. It definitely would run. I haven't ran it. I don't have anything that really takes a small block right now. So I just kind of wanted to keep it because it was one of the coolest engines. So we'll dig into this. I'm not going to do the timing numbers on it. It doesn't really matter, but we'll just dig into it and look at some of the features of this. Right away, it says made in Japan. With a lot of the Orion stuff, nowadays is made in Italy. So this was kind of, I don't really know if all their engines, I think just this one was made in Japan. And the carb, I think this was more of an on-road engine, even though the head probably looks a little big for on-road, right? Modern on-road engines. Carb throat's actually pretty small on that thing. The block to me, looks a little cheap. Like it was a cheaper manufacturer, but even just the head at the time was revolutionary, I think. So we'll take this thing apart. As you can see, the interesting head button design. Even with the head bolts removed, then we have 4 more screws to get the head button off. Okay, I had a little trouble. The sleeve was kind of tight in the block a little bit here, so I had to get that out. My tool didn't fit. Tool didn't fit in this. So I could say, like I said, it's a pretty used engine. One of the cool things is this sleeve had these slots in the bottom, and those, to me, they only look like they could be done with a wire EDM. If you don't know what wire EDM is, it's like a welding wire, even smaller, and it uses electricity. So you got the wire strung across tight, really tight, and you have just a bunch of electricity, and it just burns its way through, and it's kind of a slow process. Might take I don't know, it might take 15 minutes to make this cut. You'd be doing both sides because the wire would come through, and then it has that. And I never really heard for sure why they did that. I've never seen it in any other engine besides this one. And my thinking was they could make it a little bit smaller at the bottom or tighter on the piston. A little bit smaller, and then if it would give a little bit, so if it was too tight or something, I don't know. I to this day I don't know why they did that, and they didn't continue doing it, so I don't know. So it's kind of got some cuts on there for airflow from the bottom, so it's not much surface area there. So one thing this sleeve looks like it's nickel plated, not chrome plated, which is terrible. The nickel plating just doesn't hold up. And I'm not 100% sure. On the inside it looks, I mean, usually when they look like this on the outside, they're nickel plated all the way through. So nickel just doesn't hold up. So you have to send them to have them repinched more often. So here's the piston, just a little guy, pretty long rod, pretty beefy. And then one of the neat things is this crankshaft. So there's a few unique features about this. Number one being the air inlet is at an angle, and they did continue to do that, and still you can still buy engines this day for 21s that have that. Looks like I should do the timing numbers on this thing. It looks like a ton of crank timing. It's just cut all the way across there. Yeah, these slots here, I guess I've never heard what they do. I've had a couple of theories in my head. As the crank spins, little pockets of air and fuel deposit in there. So the crank's spinning. I guess I'm not sure. It would lighten it some, but I think there was something, trapping air or fuel in there and stuff. But I think this does have a little bit of crank pin wear. Yeah, it does have a little bit of wear. Nothing too surprising on the back plate here. Like a 12's got a pretty small bearings. So I don't really know who the manufacturer, if it's made in Japan, was it OS built? It could have been. OS on some of their cheaper engines does a lot of nickel plating. But the later cranks, that you buy on the 21s even nowadays, the CRF ones, they're made in Italy, so they must, it's a patented design. Kind of a nice looking head for its time in 2006. So I just wanted to show you guys this. It's a really cool engine. I'm glad to actually take it apart again. Kind of forgot some of the things in here, so definitely. I think they made good horsepower on the dyno. I saw some dyno results when it first came out. I looked today doing some research, and really cool engine. A lot of unique features. The crank was like way different. The sleeve, just a lot of things were really cool. I wish I had something that took a 12. So maybe that's something I should look into. So this is the Orion 12. Thanks for watching, guys.